myself the song I'm finishing it. I don't know if I'm like maniac or something like that. Like, but I need to
Nope.
finish the song before going to the other one. And sleeping always helps me. Of course, taking a break does help, but not for too long, because you
Mhm.
miss the rush, the fire.
Well,
Um,
one of those things that you said that I follow or did follow, I kind of got a little bit busier once I came back to the microphone and sat back in this chair again, was the fact of waking up and the first thing that I do not do is grab my cell phone, go to the computer, start checking emails. I mean, I do some minor little tasks that set me up for the day, but I'm not waking up and putting the cell phone in my hand for 35 minutes and
yeah.
scrolling through socials.
I
You
actually
know,
organize my life so I can turn on my phone at 11 a.m. or
yep.
12. Something like that. Depending on the day or how busy I am, I usually grab my phone at 11 a.m. You're not gonna find me in the morning. I wake up like at 7
Yep.
or 7:30 tops, and I wake up directly to my studio. But also another thing that really helps me out, it's like go and live my life. When I get too robotic or too obsessive, like working, 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 because I like this so much that it doesn't feel like work, I forget that to create and to make music, you actually have to feel and live. And
Hmm.
like music is created through experiences. So if you want people to feel something with the thing that you're creating, you gotta live. You gotta know the emotions. So yeah, the excitement and I go and live my life a little bit when I'm when I'm like blocked, and then something pops out.
Absolutely. Nope. I've,
Yeah,
I've been there, burnt out a few times over the past 30 years of doing this entertainment game. And,
exactly.
I have a hard stop at 5 o'clock. I used to have a start at 9 a.m. just like you. I didn't touch the computer, sit down until 9 a.m. Had a hard stop at 5 o'clock. If I didn't finish it, it goes in the note card to do the project tomorrow or research
Okay.
tomorrow. Although when
Exactly.
you're in business though, your brain is always working on something new.
It's hard for me to think of something besides the music. Like
Mhm.
it really, it's my entire life, and I never been happier actually. So yeah. Besides like having like healthy habit, like going to the gym, exercise, paddle, yoga. I do many things, but music, it's like the main thing in my brain every single day, and I love it.
Mhm.
But as I'm telling you, I also gotta go and be a human. That helps my the career. That helps everybody.
Well,
Having
you
people.
started this journey not too long ago as a DJ in
Yeah,
Miami. In 2000. I mean, what a year to start a career in entertainment.
yeah.
But you're pushing it through. 5 years later, you were kind of local and DJ producer, and now you're a touring DJ producer. Have you gone? Obviously, you're doing North America. Have you gone nationwide? I'm sorry, international yet? And are you looking
Yeah,
to go international?
I've been to Dubai already,
Okay.
Ibiza, Madrid,
All the fun
Thailand,
spots.
Indonesia, Bali, Colombia. I just did Mexico. I have been in many places, and
I
I
take that as a
never
big yes.
yes, yes. I never like even imagined it, because I was like the kind of person, I wasn't like scared to travel or anything like that. It's just that it wasn't like something I had on mind that it was like going to happen. It just happened, and I was enjoying it. And my biggest worry, it was that I was going to be away from my studio doing the things that I love the most, that is actually making music. Like when I play when I show the tracks, it's wow. But when I make the tracks, it's like super wow as well. I need both things for my mental health. So
Mhm.
I believe that I will always do music, because I haven't found anything in life that makes me this happy. So
That is awesome. They say you find something you love doing and find a way to get paid doing it, then, you have happiness in that sense. But some people,
exactly.
I mean, it's not an easy career path to
Mm.
choose that of an entertainment professional, and sometimes you need that big break and a break or something that happens to take you from here. Oh my gosh, I was here yesterday, and sometimes you don't even get a chance to look back. I know if I look back on everything I've done, I mean, if I just went to watch my own episodes, 2,700 past episodes of this series alone,
Got 20, how many episodes?
2,700.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. But if I had to spend 1 hour watching each one of them, or just putting them on in the background and did like five a day, It'd still take me like almost a year and a half to get through all my. That'd be every day. I'd have to listen to 5 hours of my own content a day, and I'm like, wow, and we're getting ramped up here to do a lot more as well, which is awesome. But what do you consider your biggest break that launched your DJ producer career? Is there a definable moment that said, I was here and I remember being here and then I did this? Was there anything, or was it a culmination of things that launched you?
Honestly, it all started with the first track. Like I did my first track playing during after COVID. It was ends of 2020, beginnings of 21. So we can say, yeah, like from the 21. So I just made the track and I named it after my mom. And I did a track that has like my Arabic roots on it. And I just did it for fun. And I showed it to my friends, like really scared, and they loved it. And then Nervous Records, that is a label that I admire and respect a lot, they signed it. And I had no idea that it was kind of a big deal, like to for being the first track. I was just happy. I never like I never even imagined to play in front of one person because it was something really, really personal. I used to record my sets and when like hear them when I was cleaning the house and showering, and I say like, "Wow, this sounds like the people in the nightclub, so dope." And I was like, "This sounds like that," but I would never present myself in front of other people because I was first of all, I'm an architect. My work ethic was different, and my family wasn't like loving the club culture and all the stuff. So it was like something personal, and I never
Hmm.
imagined that I could even make a life out of it. Like no idea. So the break point was at the beginning that the first track got signed, and then the shows started to happen. My friend like forced me to have my first show, and I did it. I said like, hey, why not? And it was a completely 2 hours of my hand shaking because I was like so scared that people were there watching. I was praying for nobody to come, and I was saying like, wow, I was totally wrong. We need people for the show, but I was praying for like nobody to come, and it's like crazy because it just happened like unexpected, and
Hmm.
then the like one of the tracks that really got hype up that is called Burning. That track happened because I was feeling sad. It was the first track that I did to express an emotion through music. And I had like 2 years producing by then, and I never used my emotions to make music. I used my memories, but no actual feelings. And when I played that track for the first time to a crowd, and I just sung the lyrics and I felt the beat, I felt the release of the sadness that I had inside. And that was like magical, healing, spiritual. I don't know how to call it, but that track literally fixed my broken heart at that moment. And since then, I said like, wow, music is has like a really true healing power that I just want to keep making and enforcing, and I want to share this with other people. So
Hmm.
whenever they come to see me and to dance, they leave like release. They leave like happy, like with a weight out of their shoulders. Yeah.
And that's something I do also, going back to that whole universal appeal to electronic music, that it can transcend language barriers. It can
Mm-hmm.
transcend and get into an emotional experience where you can have somebody standing next to you who doesn't speak the same language, but you're experiencing the exact same feeling of
Exactly.
the song and feeling the emotion that the person has put into that song, and bringing both people to tears or bringing both people to joy. And they're like, I can't believe I feel that, with that
It's an
upliftingness
energy. It's something
or
that you can.
energy of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I play Arabic tracks. Nobody understand them, but they get happy and they jump with the track. Um, and many of the comments that I get after my shows is like, your music is good, but the fact that you never stop smiling, it makes my day happy. And that's what I really want to transmit. Like for me, music is joy. Music is being present there. I mean like I I don't touch the phone in the morning because my mind gets like so distracted during the day. And when I do music, is the time that I'm really present there. And my people is present there. Whoever comes to see me, they're present there in the moment, and I love it. Because it's like meditation in groups, something
Mhm.
like that.
One of the things that has been a topic of conversation when you mentioned the phone theory and the disconnection from the phone. A lot of people are literally growing up with phones in their hands. The generation that's coming into the clubs now kind of do not know what it's like to not have a mobile device
I get
in their
anxious
hands.
when I don't have my phone in my hands. Like I'm in in that group too. That's
Yeah.
why I do my effort to just at least in the morning my brain has a break from it, because
Mhm.
it does consume. Like I'm dealing with that too. I think everybody, because like we got social media and it's like super fun. I love it. Like me, I love it. And we got like so many ways to connect with other people just here. So I get super anxious when I don't have my phone, but I'm working on
Mhm.
that because I know that it's taking my mind away from the here and the now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things is some of the bigger nightclubs. I actually experienced this. I bring this up in shows a lot. Being in Berlin last year, that I went to a club and it was for the first time I had ever been to a club where they put stickers over the cameras on my phone and said, "Hey, don't remove the stickers from your phone or we'll kick you out of the club." And there wasn't anything crazy going on in the club, Burton, necessarily, but I'm not a person. I do video for a living. The last thing I want to do is be watching a show in a house night or something for
Oh
trans and
yeah,
be
yeah,
like, that for like during the set. So what's your I actually was watching you going to went to your website and saw there was a really great video playing in the background. I only saw a couple phones in the air there. I didn't see that many, and everyone was rocking out and having a great time. Um,
when like I see phones in my show when I play like a track that is like unreleased and you have my vocal on it, I see the people, but then I don't know, I feel the connection. I do my best to connect with people and we all jump together and we all go crazy together and I put like some classic vocal and then I put only groove and I don't know. I'm just so present in the moment that I think whatever you do, you're like a fountain of energy for another for the other people around you.
mhm.
So yeah, I think it all connects. I think we are a mirror from everybody. So yeah, I don't know if I'm like too deep or something like that, but
No,
that's my
no.
point of view on life. I think everything around you is just a mirror of what you have inside you. So
Mhm. And
yeah,
when it comes to mirroring or influences, who's
exactly.
been one of your biggest influences when it comes to your career and why?
It's like everybody influence. Like besides myself and what I really like, I love Solomon. Like it has nothing to do with my sound. He's like techno and melodic and all the stuff, but the way he does whatever he wants, it's amazing for me. Like he really knows what he's doing and why he's doing it, and he really makes you feel something when he's playing. So I love that side of Solomon. I like an Argentinian guy. Like he's definitely my sound. His name is like Jay Delis. He's amazing, and he's also like you can see his passion, and I love that about him. But the rest, let me think. I think those are my top two people or influences. And on lifestyle, I would say my mom and dad. Yeah, those guys are amazing.
Do they dance to your music?
They dance to my music.
They
Yeah,
dance to your music? Right
they're
on.
they're actually like they're getting remarried on November 7th. 50 years of marriage. So
Wow.
yeah, at the beginning I'm Arabic, so they were like, no, Arabic women, they don't do that, they don't do this, and all the culture things. But now they're so proud of me and everything I've done. So they asked me to play a 1 hour set in their wedding, and I have made the entire set with like tracks that I have made, Arabic tracks, edits like from their childhood stuff like that to my sound. So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be the November 7th, and it's gonna be like a fire tech house track with Arabic vocals. And to
That
keep,
is awesome.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so excited for that date. I'm gonna record it and put it on SoundCloud, maybe.
Mhm. Now, here's a question.
Yeah.
In your opinion, do you feel that dance music sounds better at night? Or would you consider yourself more of a nighttime, or do you like to get that beach early sunset feeling, or the new daybreak kind of theory on? Where do you say
I
it maybe
mean,
sounds better out?
depending on like if I play at daytime, I'm at afternoon or noon, and then at night say said, you will think I have like multiple personalities disorder because I think there's music for each time and place, and I really connect like with the environment. I like drums, I like percussion, I like tech house, I like dry groove. So depending on the like afters, I love to play at afters because the music is like more soft but groovy and percussive, and I don't know, it I think each set time has a vibe, and I like to play at like if you leave me for a 24-hour set, I will be happy. Like putting afro in the morning, maybe like some trumpets, and then I don't know. I love every hour. Even I
And
think the opening acts are art because you cannot go too crazy. You gotta make people fall in love with you, and I
yeah.
think the openers like decide how the party is gonna go, in my opinion. So
Hmm.
I think the opening acts are special, and you gotta know how to do them.
Yeah, and they do say that I read something not too long ago that the art of the opening set is being lost, because they just want it's bang, bang, bang the whole way show go through rather than set the tone, and then let the show
Yeah,
go.
I think it's a little bit easier when the party is already going because you just keep
Hmm.
boom, boom, boom. But making people fall in love with you and start dancing and start, like beginning everything, I think is a little bit harder, but it's nice. I like
Hmm.
to open as well, so just leave me with the mixer and I'll figure out.
And do you prefer DJing at larger scale festivals or more intimate nightclub environments? Going, let's say intimate being 500 or maybe 500 or less. Large scale, maybe 1,500 or more.
It depends. Like festivals is like an honor, and it's so dope because like everybody's there. But usually festivals are like 1 hour long sets, and I really like long sets because you can develop better the story, everything,
Mhm.
and you can develop like longer sets allows me to show. I told you that I make a lot of music, so imagine like I do make a lot of music. Like I got at least 230 originals and like 196 edits. So, and I like to play music from other artists because I think it makes the combination perfect. So, I really like long sets. And in festival, you don't have that. You have a great visuals and great show and everything. But yeah, I don't know. The nightclubs is like the connection with people is different because you got them like all here, and that feeling's brutal. I like both, but yeah, nightclubs are.
Yeah, and you brought up something really a relevant point there about being able to have enough time to tell a story. I recently was looking at some sets that we recorded for our show the other day, and one of the DJs had sent me his set list, which was 12 songs for 1 hour. I'm like, that's what I grew up with, 12, 14 songs in an hour. Okay, tell the story. These other new guys, they're new, they're awesome, they're great, but they played 31 different tracks, 34 different tracks in an hour. And I'm like,
No, I
okay. And
remember
so,
he gave me. Yeah, no, you gotta respect the track. You
yeah,
gotta leave the track sound. Like you really gotta like. I wouldn't be able to do a back to back with somebody that is changing the track just when I started. No, you gotta like the brain really get lost in the track and the repetition of the same sound. So I get lost in a set by really getting into it the same sound once and again, and I like to keep it and mix it and blend it with other, but maintaining the same sound that makes you get lost in the music
mhm.
and lose like the notion of time. And if you want to play like in an hour set like 35 track is you're not gonna make that. Like it's gonna be overwhelming. Like no, no, no.
I didn't say anything bad about it. I was just, when I went to get the set list, I'm like, the cool thing was it didn't sound to me, well, I'm driving a truck around our mobile studio around while I'm doing this. So I'm not really paying attention to the whole everything that's going on, but it sounded like it came out great. I mean, it blended well. It was there, but um it was just I heard that a lot of people aren't producing tracks. They aren't making 6 minute, 7 minute tracks anymore. They're making 3 minute tracks,
Hmm.
and 3.5 minute, or what almost what I grew up listening to was radio playable.
Now
You
when
know,
like
um,
music from before, I even have track that lasts 11 minutes. Crazy.
hmm
That like that I get it, like it's evolving because when I started I used to do like 6 7 minutes tracks, and right now my tracks are lasting 4:30 or 5 tops.
Hmm.
Um, but they're entertaining the whole. So I don't mind that the tracks are getting shorter, but I do think that I don't know that I like the guest love that everything I just said in a set.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I bet there's people that nailed it. Everybody got their ways, and I think every way is beautiful. It's just my personal taste.
Now, you kind of already answered this next question a little bit earlier in the show. Um, I was going to ask you, do you become a different person when you get on stage, and are you a different person when you're off stage? But it doesn't sound like you are. It sounds like you're kind of, I'm happy, happy, and I want to smile, and I'm happy, happy. And if the audience is happy, happy, then I'm happy, happy, and I get off stage and I'm happy, happy.
I'm gonna confess,
Okay.
I tried to do like more serious face sets, but it's
Mhm.
I can't. When it drops, it's like somebody's tickling me. I like it so much that I gotta smile. So I tried it because I maybe like it looks cooler, the serious face. I just can't, bro. I can't. So yeah, it's kind of the same personality, but not the same sound. It depends. I get strong. I get like harder beats, or then I get soft, and I get. It depends on the hour and what I'm doing. But like the story I'm telling you, I also have to like have these hype moments, like really hard, and then a moment of like rests or something like that, like break and chill, and then go hard again and do it like a like life, like a roller coaster, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't. A lot of people confuse me and think that I'm, because I do a show called the DJ Sessions, that I must be a DJ myself, and I'm not. I only play
Okay.
one on TV. But when I get up on stage and I kind of like play around and I'm just messing around, um,
You're
I
not.
dance, I smile, I engage, I'm there, but I'm not DJing. It's kind of like a inside joke that if you ever see Darren on the decks, just know he literally is the DJ that presses the play button and then dances around and goes ha, 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 ha. But it comes from when I first started the show, we were doing live streaming, and the DJs, they were so serious, or they didn't have, we were in a studio and they didn't have an audience to bounce any emotion or feeling off of, to feel if what they were playing was having an effect other than the chat room. And what can you get really from a chat room? And this is in 2009. So I would have to be on the side dancing for 4 hours, bouncing up and around, like setting the tone of the show, going, it really is popping off over here. And you can tell because you're watching me dance. And I do this for 4 hours with four different DJs dancing next to him on the show to kind of set the tone for the stage. But of course, when you're in a nightclub, you can read the crowd. You can hear, you're on a much louder system than in your headphones or in your studio. So, that energy definitely translates around, and it's great that I can feel that you bring that to the stage when you're performing, and that's awesome. Um,
The only moment that you're gonna see me like with a crazy face is when something isn't working properly. Like when the sound system is not where how it's supposed to be, when the CDJs are not like connected the way they're supposed to be connected, or their Era Max or something like that, because I'm really delicate with equipment. Like because I like to do a good show, and I prepare myself a lot to do a good show. And when something is like it's out of my hands and I want to do this good show, it's like it gets into my nerves. So that's gonna be the only moment that you see me with a serious face. It's because something is not working properly and it's getting in my nerve. But the rest, I'm always like, and I cannot help it.
and like I just said earlier in the show, it's happened a couple times already. It's almost like that next question was set up to happen, and you didn't know it was coming up, because my next question was going to be, "What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you on stage?" And I'm like,
I
"You just
gotta
answered
stop reading
it.
your mind.
You reading my mind? I don't know." Um,
Okay,
that's just, what is the worst thing that's ever happened to you on stage that you've had to recuperate, recover from? Um,
I mean, that or what else? Let me think of a crazy experience on stage. Some drunk guy like jumping in like on like I had to remove him, and that when the equipment is not working properly, that's like the worst things that could happen to me. Or the monitors are returning bad because I like for me to be able to enjoy and give to the people a proper show, I gotta be listening good, and I gotta be like in my zone, with the equipment and everything. When I was beginning though, something happened that it was like a really learning experience. So I had one of my first shows. I wasn't a pro at all. Remember that my first track was randomly signed by a big label, so everything started to happen really fast. So I had a show in New York, and I was so excited. My first show, I had like 3 months play, and I said like, yeah, my first show. And then when I went to the show in New York, the mixer was analog, so it was like really really old for vinyls, and I had no idea that it was like something different or something like that. I was expecting the controller that I had in my house because I didn't like even had the chance to buy like expensive a CDJ or something like that. No, I had like a little controller and I was expecting the same. And it was this mixer that you had to turn with it, with the rotary. I don't know how to call it, but it was like a really, really, really old mixer that I had no idea how to use. So I saw it and I prayed because I had nothing else to do. And the CDJs were like the first CDJs, and it was like super weird for me. I was so new, and I nailed the show. I don't know how I made it work, but after that I took vinyl's lesson because I said like, this is never gonna happen to me again. I gotta have the information if I want to do these like seriously and properly. So I learned how to play in vinyl after that experience, and because I wanted to get my ear better, because you gotta figure out the time and all the stuff. And I said like, wow, this is really gonna help me. So I went to the always and I learned how to play in vinyl. But that experience was like terrifying. Imagine it's like one of your first shows. You're super excited. People is there, and you didn't want it to anybody to see you at the beginning, and then you have people watching you with a thing that you don't know how to use. So it's
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I could not. That would. And it wasn't this way. Just I'm just surprised that you're. They didn't. My question would be: Is was there a writer involved, or
No,
was it?
I didn't even know what a
No.
manager was. I had no idea of anything. I just knew that I like to play, and they were telling me to play New York, and all my friends were like, "Yeah, you're gonna play New York," and I said like, "Yeah." And when I go there, I don't know how to use this, so it was like
Wow.
wow. But I figured out, and it was an hour and a half of my heart here, like here, like, and then people were like trying to talk to me, and I was like, just trying to figure it out, just looking at the mixer. It was a really, really old mixer with some, like, one of the first Pioneer CDJ that. So that night was a learning night, a really long and learning night. That hour and a half, it felt like 3, 4 hours, like 7 hours.
And
Yeah,
then probably the night you learned the importance of having a writer and a tech check before you go.
exactly. Yeah.
What equipment do you have? No, I'm getting starting opening up a working with a new venue spot here in Seattle, and one of the things that after all being backstage around, being around, working with all the promoters and wonderful companies that I've worked with over the years, is being able to put that. This is our house equipment. This is our house gear. So
Okay,
you
okay.
aren't caught off guard. Anyone should know this. Or when I book somebody, it's like that automatic email is going right back to them saying, "This is our house equipment. This is our house gear."
I was
You
so
know.
clueless that I think even if they told me the I wouldn't like checked it because I was like so yeah, yeah, clueless. That's the word. Like in the Happy Wonderland place. Yeah, I'm gonna have a show, and I wasn't like even checking the things. The name of the mixer, I don't know it, but like until now, that was the only time that I saw the mixer because it was not the zone or anything like that. It was like the buttons were literally this big, and you had to rotate them. So pretty old. I don't know. I'll do the Google search after us. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't faders up and down. It was the dials.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New York
I
is
keep my ear to
really
the ground on some stuff.
yeah. I'm impressed that you're not a DJ, honestly.
No, I mean I own DJ gear because I do a DJ show to have DJs play on in case like something happened. Because back in the day when I started the show, I didn't own any DJ gear. I had cameras. I could do video production all day long, but a DJ show, I had to borrow a lot of gear from my friends. I think we started by using the CDJ 1000s, the MK3 1000s. So
Okay.
it's just CDs that everyone would put in there. Um, And then, as we upgraded, with my friend Sergi, he got the 2000s, and we used those for a number of years. And then I looked at the 3000s. I'm like, I really need to do that. So I got an RX1 and an RR because they're nice, compact, and anyone can play on them. I have anyone around the world, if you know Pioneer, you can play on them. So I got that just to have some standardized equipment. Say, this is what I have, because we work in a lot of tight places, but people get it. They're usually record boxed, which is awesome. They
Yeah.
can pop in a drive now and boop, let's go. But looking at getting 3000s or the new 3000, I'm like, they'd
And there's
collect
like
dust.
even a newer one right now, the
Yeah,
Alpha
the
one.
X
Yeah,
series. I mean, yeah, if I had 10, 15 grand laying around just to go, okay, cool, let me
yeah.
buy these, and then I'd probably be
That's
able
the
to rent them
3000.
out.
I think
'Cause,
I'm gonna stay with them for a bit.
yeah,
Also, yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't doubt their reliability, and they're a great piece of machinery. It's just for what we do. We're not booking anyone big yet. I leave that up to all my promoter contacts that I know, like Relentless Beats. I let them handle all the gear requests and the rider requests. We just get there, we film and do our thing.
yeah.
Speaking of doing stuff for a long time and seeing technology change over the years, not necessarily shifting and focusing on technology per se, but Carl Cox has been doing this DJ producing thing I mean, he just turned 63 this year, and he's still rocking major festivals, kicking ass out there, doing his thing. Do you see yourself still DJing and producing at the age of 63?
I mean, I just told you that when I don't produce for 2 days, I get like sad. So yeah, I will always make sure I'm playing with Car Cooks, by the way. In 2 weeks, I'm
Oh,
really excited. Yeah, yeah, he's a legend, and yeah, definitely. I never see myself stopping from this because I haven't found something that really makes me happy. Like making music is making me. So yeah, I will continue with this. I always make sure to get like the last version of Ableton, and if there ever comes another software that becomes more popular, I'm gonna make sure to play on there. And I already know all the specs and the things from the new CDJ for whenever I play in it. So yeah, yeah, I always see myself updating.
hmm. What show are you going to be playing with Carl at?
It's called Moon Landing in Tampa. It's November 1st.
Okay,
I'm opening for him and closing for him, so it's gonna be a dope show. That's
awesome!
gonna be my
Congratulations!
personality of really strong music.
Congratulations on that. He definitely is, like I said, is one of those people. We're still, I'm still working on getting him on the show. That
Yeah,
will happen within the next
I
six
bet
months to
the
a year.
information that he has is like really valuable because I did my research when I was starting on this music career. I always like to know history. I always like
Mhm.
to learn and stuff. Like I know about the computers of how they used to make the electronic music before. I studied like how Carl like he really started making the DJ the cool person. So you remember the DJ used to be like hiding in the club and like in
Oh
a
yeah,
small cabin,
absolutely.
and he was the pioneer of moving the DJ to the middle of the room, and actually like
Hmm.
making the things. So yeah, and playing with him is like, he's a legend. He's
Hmm.
cool. It's a really
Yeah, I
honor.
had the honor to be in a pretty much a closed room seminar with him at ADE in 2022, and at that time he was talking about reinventing himself again. And he even sighed or kind of rolled his eyes, saying, "Yes, it's me. I'm reinventing myself again and doing something new." I'm not sure if I saw this on the billing for Dreamfields last year. Carl played there, I believe. And his new thing is kind of a hybrid DJ set where he's actually creating music on the fly, but he'll have one CDJ and a laptop there. I don't know if he's doing that for the event or if that's his normal thing now, but he can do either the one or the other. But that was what he was saying is I'm making a different, you'll never see me play because I'm
Exactly.
making music on the fly. And then, yes, it's coming from a computer, but if the crowd's feeling this, I can go with this and this song and make it completely brand new and go live with it. And I was like, that's awesome, you
Yeah,
know.
I saw him performing that show in Ibiza this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not live, but I saw him like on videos. He was
Mm-hmm.
doing that. he's really a fantastic legend. Like, I think that fact of like never being really satisfied and always looking for more is the excitement of life. Like,
Hmm.
I'm happy where I am right now, but I want to keep like improving. I got the need of always present new original tracks in every single show I play. So in every single show that you come to see me, you can come to one today and another one tomorrow. I gotta have at least three new originals. So I
Hmm.
always spend like a bunch of time making music and producing and producing and producing because I like excitement. Because if I don't get excited, I think the people is not gonna get excited. And if I listen to a track too many times, I get bored of it because I get bored of things easily. So yeah,
Hmm.
that fact of always has something that personally excites you, it's gonna transmit to the people. Yeah.
And one of the things you touched on it. If you don't make music for 2 days, you kind of get you recluse, you get a little sad and stuff. And nowadays, there used to be kind of what's called the retiring age in a profession. Oh, we just thought Carl's still doing it. He's 63 years old. Is he going to retire from this industry? Or is it going to suck him back in? Hey, Carl, you're 80. Get up on the decks. Is there a retirement age? Or you see some memes pop up from time to time of saying, I'm 51, just turned 51. And they're like, hey, if you're over 35, you shouldn't be on the dance floor. And it's like,
Mm, you
please,
know,
no, I don't think that. So, it's just, yeah, that retiring question that you don't have to nowadays because you can just keep doing this forever and ever and ever, and,
I
and, and,
mean,
and there's always going to be new technologies in a sense coming out to say, oh, wow, I'm going to go do this in virtual reality now.
I mean, I don't know the future. Like, I know what you're gonna ask me, and I answer it up front. But like, to be honest with you, I don't know where I'm gonna be in 20 years or something. I have my expectation of life, but I'm always a person that thinks of the future. Like, if you see my habits, I train every single day. I eat clean. I have like 2 years without drinking, stuff like that. It's my personal decision, but
Hmm.
like I really take care of myself because I want to be healthy in the future. So I'm a person that really thinks of the future. And from what I have been seeing is that the people that retires, they get like they can be good today and they can be like super bad in a year. Because when you stop doing things and when you stop having goals, it's like, what are you here for? Like, from the things that I see from the outside. So I'm a person that will always wants to have goals, even like
Hmm.
if it's short-term goals, long-term goals. I started this career like 4 years ago and I was like 26. I'm 30 now. And I
Hmm.
did my research because everybody I met, it was like 15 years old when they started, or 14 years old, 12 years, or the father was a musician. And my family has nothing to do with music. So I named Solomon because he started like at 28, 27. He started late for
Hmm.
what normally people start. And look at him right now, So I don't want age to never be something that I really care in my life to do the things that I really want to do.
Hmm.
And I will stop when I really feel that this doesn't fulfill me anymore. But I don't have an age for anything. I just live today, the present, and I make sure to be happy every single day. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
If you could, going back a little bit more towards event questions and things of that nature, though, if you could host an event without any limitations, you got the Black American Express card, don't got to worry about paying it off. What are 5 things you would want to have at that event?
Okay, let's say my party is called Manifest. Let's say
Manif-
that I make Manifest without no limit on the budget.
No limit on budget.
Bro, I would definitely make sure to have fireworks at every single moment, like a lot of fireworks with things in the sky saying like first the name of the party manifest and stuff like we don't know how to give up, stuff like that. That really makes people like motivated, stuff like that. And then I will have like a really incredible, unbelievable laser show, and I will have like a huge snake that. Okay, that's this one is the third one. A huge
Actually, I'm
snake.
going to combine the first two into laser light show all into one. Pyrotechnics. I'm going to put
Okay,
that all in one.
okay.
So you get another one.
Then have cryo in there.
Py- cry-
Yeah.
Pyro?
So cryo, like the
Cryo.
yeah. Then the
Oh,
CO2.
yeah, the
The,
I got you. Cryo. I got you.
yeah, yeah. The CO2, the one that,
CO2s, yes,
yeah,
CO2.
yeah. And then we'll have like a huge, huge snake head coming down on the middle of the thing. Maybe it could be like a universe, Ibiza or something like that. That wouldn't have the amount of people that I would like, but that would do the work if it's just for one day. So yeah, like a huge snake head from the roof, pointing like with moving the head, like three heads it could have, with like red eyes, a snake that looks at you, and from there it comes a cry from the snake head. What else? I will give, of course, everybody merch. Everybody, I will give people to, yeah, many gifts. That's another one. And then let me see. Let me think it through. What else? I dream about this. Like this question should be. I just want to make sure. The gift, the snake, the cryo, the place. I will hire Solomon.
Awesome. You know, it's funny. It's a very interesting question to find out what people do when they have no worry about budget. Safety, whole nother thing, but budget, it definitely comes down to find out, what people do. I mean,
I will
it's
also have a hot
to
air balloon for the
to
people that to go in and yeah, 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 stuff like this, and
to
roller coasters.
But to think about that, you think about somebody once told me a long time ago when they were dating somebody, they'd say, "Okay, what kind of house do you see yourself living in?" And the person who describes their house would describe basically the description of their house is how they view life. And if say, and not necessarily how they view life, it's not a judgment on their life. It's just, do they have big goals and aspirations? I want to live in 100-room mansion and have an island and have hot air balloons and jet skis and everything around the
I
place.
will
Or
even Santa Claus. Everybody like a reindeer.
yeah, or
Yeah, no,
some people might
huge.
just say, "Hey, I'd like to just have a nice little bungalow, 2-bedroom place in a remote area, and have fresh water, and and chill." And that would be for them. It's a very interesting question to find out what people want, what their dream event would look like. And I'm glad you did once again, you did something and said something about a question I was just going to bring up. Next, right after that, was you mentioned having merch. And how important is it to have merchandise? Because I went to your website, saw you had some cool stuff. I got some questions about that because we need to revamp our merch store.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit after show. But long story short, how important is merchandise to have for artists?
I
Um,
mean, I read a book that it says the most important thing in life are the host. Like Indian people treat the host as the kings, you know?
mhm.
So whenever you come to an event of mine, my host is the king. And I would like to treat my host cool. And sometimes I don't like to like it's necessary to sell the merch, but sometimes if you can just give it to people, I mean, like a memory is gonna stay in your brain forever. But if you were the teacher of an event you love, that means something like for longer time. And I think the most important thing that you always gotta have on mind is to stay in people's life as long as you can. With of course, if you're a good memory, like so you go to manifest. You had the night of your life, then they give you a shirt, you see that shirt, you're gonna go want to go to the next manifest because you're seeing the shirt, you're remembering those memories, the happiness with your friends and stuff like that. So yeah, I think merch is important if you want to be remembered like for at least a little bit longer.
Mhm. I have a few shirt. I have a very strict policy. If I don't wear other people's logos on things that I do, I have like 5 or 6 logos. Of course, I'll wear a DJ Sessions logo,
Okay.
you know, but I wear Apple logo because I used to work for Apple. I wear There's an event that I was part of up here in the Pacific Northwest called Cascadia, and I would get volunteer shirts all the time. It was those volunteer shirts that I would walk around town in, and people said, "Oh, that's a Cascadia volunteer shirt." I remember I was there at that one, and all the magic that happened at those events, were just
Right.
really awesome. So your translation to, yes, having that memory that you can trigger somebody else's memory by seeing it, then you get re-triggered by not only knowing you're wearing it,
For
but then they bring
example,
it up.
nervous. the ones that signed my first record, I always wear their t-shirts with proud. It's people that did good in my life. So
Yeah.
I wanna bring them up. So yeah, merch is important, 100%.
hmm Yeah, and it can start out. It doesn't. I mean, if somebody was just starting out, there are ways to have an online merch store without investing in a bunch of inventory anymore. I grew up with my dad owning a screen printing business, so I mean, we were there with screen printing machines in the house printing shirts. Before online ordering became a really big sensation, and I mean, our online store, I think we're running through Cafe Press right now, but I'm definitely looking to change that. Not no hate to Cafe Press, but we want to get a little bit more fashionable than just the basic stuff that's out there. So we're really looking at revamping our merch store. I do think that's a very key component. Also, having your own domain name, your own website is, I
Yeah,
think, very key. I tell a lot of artists, if you're going to brand yourself, go out there and get your domain name. Also, trademark your name. If you're not just going to do it at the state level, check it in the national database. Check it against other, if there's somebody else out there. If you're not using your real name as a
yeah, my
DJ,
is weird enough. So
you know,
I didn't have to bring
yeah,
it
it
up.
didn't have to do much. I don't think I
Yeah.
don't I don't think I would really go out as uh, on the billing as Darren Bruce. Darren Bruce is playing. That's cool. Who's Darren Bruce? I don't know. But if I say, hey, I'm the DJ Sessions, oh, it's the DJ Sessions. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and I still cannot believe that you're not a DJ. That is, it blew my mind.
Yeah. Now, after weeks or months of touring and doing all this stuff, I know you want to get back to your studio. That's one of your key things to do. But what do you like to do when you get home to relax? Not studio time, but take that personal time. Are there any activities, hobbies that you find that really help you gravitate and keep you centered to your musical mantra that you have?
Yeah, yoga is a really important part of my life. Going to the beach. My family is really in Venezuela, so here in Miami where I live, my family is my friends. So I always like to touch base with my friends. That reminds me, I don't know, how to have a good time besides the music and stuff like that. And I go to paddle. I do to like mental health and to keep my energy and everything. I gotta do like six gym sessions a week. So I'm really like, I think I have a lot of energy, and if I don't burn it out, I get like anxious. So yeah, I always need to do physical activities.
Mhm.
I play paddle, I do yoga, I go to the beach, I do everything that I can to enjoy nature, and I like to go to parties. I really like to go to parties. Yeah.
Definitely know about going to parties, and I do know a little bit about yoga. My personal trainer, she's into yoga, and I've been to a few different types of sessions with her. One was kind of more of a healing session. I've done the hot yoga stuff. I look at those people in the class, and I'm like, how the hell do you bend that far? And my only thing is I don't know all the moves and know what to do, so half my time is spent trying to watch what other people are doing, and like, am I doing it right? Okay, my neck's like bent way over here, but it shouldn't be bent,
If
and
I'm
I'm
honest, it took me the first 3 months or 4 months to actually enjoy yoga. The first 2 months, I was like, wow, this is not an hour. This is like 12 hours. Like, it was like super long. And I was like, when is this going to end? And I was doing my best to not check my phone, to check the time,
yeah,
to really disconnect. But now it just flows easily.
yeah.
But I had to force myself the first 3 months, and then I started enjoying it, and then I understood. But at the beginning, I didn't, like, I was so it was hard for me to stay quiet. Now I'm like good at it, except when I'm playing. When I'm playing, I'm like jumping all over. But yeah, yoga really taught me about like mental strength and about like the things that I was telling you. I do all of this because my mind flies, and I'm like, I would be having a conversation with you and be like not paying attention at all. So yoga helps my mind to really listen and to be in the moment, and then not touching my phone in the morning, and all the exercise I do. I think there's a name for that. I don't really think I have something. I was just really distracted, and my mind was like all over the place.
Mhm.
PhDs. I don't think I have. I don't know. Maybe.
ADHD.
Yeah. I don't know. But all these things really helps me to. like for real. It was so embarrassing. Somebody was telling me like a story, looking in my eyes, and I was looking at that person, and my mind wasn't there. I was like not listening to that person at all, and it feels like horrible when I had to answer because I was like, what was it saying? It was horrible. It was horrible because I had to do interviews like this, so I had to fix this, you know. And right now, Darren, I can't pay attention to you.
Yay! Awesome. If Hollywood were to make a movie about your life, who would you pick as the main actor, actress,
Anne
actress?
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah,
I'm totally seeing that right now.
I love her.
Wow. Aren't
Yeah.
they making a Devil Wears Prada too?
Ah, yeah. Of course, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought I heard something that was going into production. I just watched it recently with a friend of mine and really liked that one. I think she also did. We watched a movie recently with her, was the one with her and Robert De Niro, where Robert
I
De
that
Niro
movie is beautiful. The Inner Chip.
internship. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a really fun one too.
yeah, the internship. That movie is so beautiful, especially because I have some weird love for like older people or something like that. Like in my town,
Mhm.
when I had like free time, I used to go to the how do you call it? All the old people houses. How do
Mhm.
you? Is there a
Retirement
the
facilities.
retirement facilities? Yeah,
Mhm.
and I would just like spend time with them and hear to their stories and just like play games or like cards or something like that. Maybe it was because I was really attached to my grandmother and she like when she passed away it was really hard on me, or I don't know. It's just that I think they have so much culture in them and I like to learn, so they're like the perfect fountain. I like classic things. You see the song that I
Mhm.
just so yeah, that movie really got me because of that. When I saw that, and it's what I'm talking about, the goals. You know, he needed
Mhm.
a new goal in his life, and he went for it, and he nailed it. And yeah, yeah, that movie is
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, that is something that leaving a legacy behind or working with the younger generation or people, and just in general, is that you get to share ideas, collaborations, and learn other things rather than just being all on yourself. I had to realize the other day I was counting it up, and I have a team of like 14 different people that do all different jobs that
Mhm.
not one of them crosses over to the other, like website designer, app designer, marketing consultant, PR person, and all this stuff. And I'm
All
like,
new
I didn't
stuff.
realize until I put them all in and going, but all these, if I, this wouldn't be happening, I couldn't just have one person doing it all. And their experiences that come with that and valuing those experiences. And even the generations before me that have done this industry and been in this business, and the new generation of kids coming up that you get to kind of rear and mold. I was on a podcast interview the other day, and it was, these guys were like, "You're cool, you're awesome." I'm like, "But you got 182 episodes, so you're kicking ass, and you're doing a good job." It's just really cool, and I got to share with them this kind of segment that Kevin Smith had done on me a long time ago. If you know the actor comedian Kevin Smith, he played in the movie Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, if you know that them. It was really funny guy, kind of geek nerd person. He's really awesome. And they just were like, "Oh my god, that's so cool that he did that for you on one of his shows." And I'm like, "Ah, it was kind of cool." Just kind of geeking out and stuff, but geeking with geeks. But hey, I know you're a busy person. We got to get you back to what you're doing because I know you got a show
No, no,
coming
I was looking for
up.
the Kevin Smith. No, I don't know him.
You don't know who Kevin Smith is?
No,
That's okay.
no,
That's
but I'm
okay.
gonna culture myself after this.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. Him and Jay and Silent Bob, they played a number of movies together, doing stuff. Writer, comedian, host, a bunch of different stuff.
I'm gonna do the research. I
He
promise.
does. But is there anything else you want to let our DJ Sessions fans know about before we let you get going?
I mean, about me, I think I will keep telling my story on my way. And a random thing that I could say is like, you never know. The only thing that is gonna guarantee you a better life if you keep going and keep doing what you love
Hmm.
and you never love. Just never stop. Like, don't look for the best. Don't look for perfection. Just never stop, and eventually it's gonna come up. Yeah.
They say that it takes 10,000 hours of doing something to become a master at that
Yeah.
particular thing. I definitely have more than 10,000 hours, and it sounds like you put a lot of time and effort in. I mean, I don't want to go through the math, But if we calculated, okay, this many days, you're working on being a master. You already are a master of what you're doing, and congratulations on the success that you've had in a short amount of time, too. Like you said, you didn't start this off 15 years ago. This is just something.
I think it
uh,
helps like to not have expectations. You do it out of love, and then eventually things that are meant for you are gonna happen. That's
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if people want to go see you and make and smile tomorrow night, they're going to be going to Phoenix, Arizona for
Yes.
that body language show with Relentless Beats. Again, super excited to hear you be playing down there. And, where's the best place people can go to find out more information about you and what you have going on?
I will say my Instagram.
Okay. That's it right there.
Yeah, that
I
is
always point the wrong way.
that Instagram.
That Instagram. And spell it out for us just so our DJ Sessions fans know. That way it'll go into the transcription.
What the
Your
my
Instagram.
yeah, AMAL.NEMER. Amal.
Awesome. Hey, AL.NEMER. I'm going to get
What's my
this
name
right.
again?
I'm going to say it. I'm not going to murder it. It's Amal Nemer
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
coming in from Miami. Thank you very much for being on the show today. We'll definitely be following up with you and what you got going on with your career. I'm super excited to have you here today and really appreciate it.
Thank you, Darren.
You're welcome. On
Bye.
that note, don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Right there. Check us out. All our social media is there. 700 news stories. Oh, there's going to be a bunch of Relentless Beat shows up on that website as well. Live interviews just like this, exclusive mixes, and more at thedjsessions.com. Got a lot of stuff coming out for you. Got a big press release coming out with some new stuff too. So we're super excited. But all that and more is at thedjsessions.com. I'm your host, Darren, coming to you from Seattle, Washington. That's Amal Nemer. Yeah, got it right.
Yes.
For the DJ sessions.
You
And
got it.
remember, on the DJ sessions, the music never stops.